Community TV is a smart idea for your community and your business. In my community, I see this station just about everywhere, but I rarely see any local news, and I never see any local advertisers. It makes more sense to be able to promote your own news and advertisements. With Community Marketplace TV, you can display any type of news feed, promote your own specials, support your local community, even play your own advertisements. You can actually play any content from anywhere. Here's an example of Community Marketplace TV display that's been designed for an Oshawa location, included with local, municipal, and regional RSS feeds, with live news content, promoting local events, and supporting local advertisers. CMPTV can be designed to display any news, your club news. It's great for students and schools, providing highlights of your team or league, even showing off past performances at your studio. Promote your own events and advertise your own specials. Instead of continuing to play this old thing, get all the same standard news and display the local updates and community wants to see. Include the content that interests you and your patrons. For broadcasters, a directed incentive. Traditional broadcast advertising methods have always had great difficulty in targeting a specific desirable audience and terrible success in being able to offer advertisers a measurable return on their investment. Incentive advertising has proven to be the most effective method to measure a response. Discounts and coupon incentives trigger a call to action, offering a limited time measure of the effectiveness of your ad. Consider what the costs in return are. Advertisers must incur the cost of publishing and then also incur the cost of the discount promotion. Consider what a single ad in our newspaper costs for a single day, a week, or even an entire month. Now, did you add the cost of your promotional incentive? What about the cost of who you are attracting? Incentive and discounts are not particular whom uses them, and you might be spending your money on promoting to attract the exact customer that you don't want. It's much better to target your incentives. Community Marketplace television members, target your promotion to your most desirable customers through a value add invitation. And unlike broadcast advertising, our trained agents target your most desirable customers and offer real incentives to encourage them to attend your establishment instead of any other, and visit you on a more regular basis. A special invitation of CMPTV Publishing is an incentive offer that encourages a much more professional client and creates a social environment that attracts a more desirable and consistent customer for your business. And in making new patrons, they somewhat become promotional partners in the community. Professional patrons now have real incentive to visit your establishment and use PAPP Wi-Fi to share your promotions across their professional and social networks. A directed promotion that works for your business and attracts the type of client that you want to attract. It's a measurable difference from what it is that you're used to, giving you the tools to create your own results. What is PAPP Wi-Fi? Simple math says it's the most efficient and effective advertising method ever invented. It represents a process of a new marketing tool that stands for patrons as promotional partners, using Wi-Fi access to do it. If you're in the service industry, you're likely already providing free Wi-Fi to your patrons because by now it's expected. But in most locations, their Wi-Fi connections are usually protected with a password. What kind of security are you offering if you're giving away your password? It only causes customers to wait, your staff to get interrupted, and there's constant requests. With new PAPP Wi-Fi, it changes the entire equation. So there's no waiting, there's no interruptions, resulting in only promotion. Now, Wendy can easily access an open Wi-Fi connection, but she's prompted to share your promotion, and in this case, the mobile coupon that she'll send out to both her social and professional networks in exchange for your access. Wendy now just logs on, gets a coupon, and passes it on to her friends. Tom and Phil, many others, just received a message from Wendy, and it has your promotion. Now we all have an in-hand mobile coupon on our devices. We can redeem them directly at your establishment. PAPP Wi-Fi turns laborious one-to-one social networking into social broadcasting. And if you remember, we said that PAPP Wi-Fi was the most effective marketing invention ever. Well, here's why. Broadcast technology has for years proven very effective for reaching a mass audience very quickly, offering big value, but at big expense. A single smartphone now has the ability of delivering the same expensive consumer mediums. Delivering messages via a variety of social networks costs far less than doing a television commercial. But unlike broadcasting a television commercial, social connections are made one-to-one, making it time-consuming to make enough connections to even need to maintain it. To have to promote it, design it, post, share, comment, you have to respond on Facebook, on Twitter, on Google+, LinkedIn, YouTube, Yelp, etc., on and on and on. Naturally, if you had enough people on your social networks, it'd be worth it. So ad agencies suggest we add social icons to old advertising to take advantage of future savings by building our social network. Now, newspaper, radio, television, and social networks, the costs really add up. And I don't want a social network. I just want business. What if we just go where the customers are? If our customers are already connected with their social networks and their mobile devices, why don't we just keep trying to connect with them there? You don't need another advertising agency. You need good ideas. PAPP makes it possible to connect through people's existing social networks far more effectively in less time and for less money. An example is if we had 500 patrons log on and each had 250 friends, we would send out 125,000 mobile coupons on a referral basis. What would it cost you if you sent out 125,000 coupons in the newspaper or mail? And where would they end up? In my trash or in my hand? All of our PAPP Wi-Fi patrons are sharing, tweeting, and posting your messages instead of only you. A customer referral with a mobile coupon in hand is better than in my trash and worth far more than a like. The world is mobile, and a social explosion of your promotions is a good idea. The science behind our business. Factors that make people say yes have been studied for more than 60 years, and there is no doubt that these studies have established a true science of persuasion with accepted laws. The 6 laws of persuasion are reciprocity, scarcity, authority, consistency, liking, and consensus. The most dominant law of persuasion is reciprocity, which is the obligation to give when it is that you receive. For example, if you were invited to a party, you naturally have a social obligation to invite that same person to a future party that you might be having. The theory of reciprocity also extends into a professional network called a professional obligation. Whereas one party was to do a favor, it is assumed that the other party would return the favor. The theory of reciprocity and the data on the value of reciprocity comes from a series of trials from within restaurants. If you've been in a restaurant, it's likely that your waiter has brought you a gift, a liqueur, a fortune cookie, or even a mint, and it would have usually come with the bill. The question to be answered is, on the potential value of reciprocity, or does giving of a mint affect the value of the tip that is left by the customer? The actual results are quite substantial. By bringing each member of the waited table a single mint, it resulted in a 3% increase on the average tip amount. But by bringing 2 mints per diner, the average tip increased to 14%. But the most substantial increase come not from the amount of mints, rather how the mints were delivered. A waiter that approaches a table and says, "For you special people, I brought you some extra mints," actually increased the tip on average by 23%. How the mint was presented was the factor that offered the greatest results, proving it is less important on what is given and is much more important on how it is presented. The key is to establish reciprocity with the most desirable professional customers and encourage a more profitable and consistent clientele. Advertising on your CMPTV is a great incentive and a great gift. It's a good idea.